Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. I'm playing in the Leopard 1, this is the Tier 10 German medium tank, and I am playing with my good buddy Ikzor. Back with some focus on post-game commentary of my own gameplay and also the teamwork that I have, that synergy with my good buddy Ike. So, we are playing on Prokhorovka and there's no artillery on the enemy team. The Leopard 1 is a very fast tank, one of the fastest Tier 10 medium tanks, if not the fastest, and it allows you to plow forwards, and I spot an E4 and 2 light tanks before even the M41 Walker Bulldog on my team was able to. Now, making use more of the Leopard speed, I don't really want to stay on the mid-ridge in this fight. I feel like there are other tanks that are going to be kind of better for that. I don't really want to deal with the T62A and the Object 907 along that ridgeline. They've got turret armor, and as long as they don't need to use the gun depression that they lack, they're going to be able to pick me apart. I'm far more happy to not be spotted and try and engage my opponents at mid to long ranges with the pinpoint precision 105mm that the Leopard has. Basically, when you're playing the Leopard, you have no armor. You don't really want to be spotted, at least for the first half of the battle. And then I feel that once you've reached that midpoint, and you've still got all your hit points intact, you can start to risk them then to carry the game at the end. That's something that I'm not very good at. I'm not very good at looking after my hit points for the initial part of the battle. As we miss the IS-8 there, try and find an angle on him, we put our second shot in. So I'm quite an aggressive player, and I find that I'm definitely not the best Leopard 1 player. Thankfully, we take out Bilius Maximus there in his IS-8 with some precision shooting, and then put another one into the T-71. In this kind of an environment, the Leopard 1 is a fantastic tank. Look at how accurate we are. I thought I could loop one over the rail track there into the turret ring of the T-34, but we were unable to. Maybe we should have taken a shot at his cupola instead. Either way, let's focus on the strengths of the Leopard 1 here. That's mobility, gun depression, accurate gun, fast aim speed, and the 105mm has excellent penetration characteristics. 268mm of penetration mean that if you hit the target, it's more or less going to go in unless you hit some very thickly armored surface. Now, our team is not doing too well here. We're down 2 Tier 10 tanks, 2 Tier 8 lights, a Tier 7 light, and the enemy have lost 1 Tier 7 light, a Tier 8 tank destroyer, and a Tier 9 heavy tank. We lose even more vehicles. We're now down by 4. Well played to the enemy team. What has happened here is myself, Ike, an E50M that was up here, a Jagdpanther 2 and an FV215B have come up into this location and achieved, well, precious little, really. We see the T-62A bounding over the slope. Can we get a shot off on him? What a hit there. On the move, over the ridge. Those are the kind of shots that you can pull off in the Leopard 1 more often than not if you're playing well. Now, the enemy team attacked aggressively along the west, and then are outflanking us, and this is something that happens quite a lot on the encounter game mode on Prokhorovka. We failed to penetrate the side of the Object 268 there, and so that means that we're unable to be loaded to go for the bat chat. Oh, maybe we will have a shot. We hit his tracks, but it doesn't slow him down. I was really hoping to take his tracks off there, forcing him to turn to his right by hitting his left, well, hitting his right-hand side tracks. And that would have enabled myself, Ike, and my team above to put some pressure on him. Oh, the bat chat must have moved. We were unable to kill him. And he's trying to run away. Can we finish him off? Great! Ike takes him down. And now we're going to focus up on this Object 268, who seems to be cresting the ridge quite aggressively to be able to get some shots off. Wait for it, wait for it. There's the lower plate. Double tap. Me and Ike take him down, securing Ike's 3rd kill of the game. What a result. So, what me and Ike are doing here is we stayed up on the hill in the mid-center of the east, right up until the enemy pushed round the north. If you allow them to flank round the north, you do not last for very long, because as soon as people spot the guys here, they will put in shells from here, they'll put in shells from here. We put 2 shots into the bat chat, and we finish off his remaining hit points with a ram. Next, we focus our attention up on trying to support the FE215B and the E50M, who are under a lot of pressure right now, and a T10 E4 is making his way directly towards them. I might be able to sneak a shot through the buildings. Oh no! Even the precision marksmanship of the Leopard 1 and the low aim time were not quite good enough there to pull off that snapshot. However, maybe we can put our second one in. We're using these trees to remain hidden from the E4. Standing trees and also fallen trees both provide camouflage. That can allow you to hit the enemy without them seeing you, as long as you're beyond 10 to 15 meters behind the bush or the tree. So I say, Ike, hold here. I'm going to try and get a better vantage point. From this location, I'm a little bit too close to the opponents. They're going to spot me if they push down. And it's better to have multiple angles of attack, especially if the E75 pushes down that slope. Or the T62A. Shooting them in the front is going to be far worse than trying to shoot them in the side. So here we go. There's the E75. Our first one ricochets off his side armor, so now we load some premium ammunition. These heat rounds have got 330 or 340 millimeters of penetration, 330. Our first one goes into the side of the E75. Our 2 remaining tier 10s go down, leaving me and Ike in a 2 versus 4. Luckily, my second shot hits the E75, and my third one finishes him off. So I reload an APCR shell. We don't need heat anymore. An AMX 1390 gets spotted. He hasn't seen me. Oh, he's seen me now. But it's too late for him, as we even up the score and now make it a 2 versus 2. So I'm letting Ike know. Okay, Ike, hold your location. He's on quite low health. Yes, Ike is within a 1 shot for either of the remaining vehicles. Luckily, I've got the hit points in this mid to late stage of the game, which is where you want to have them with the Leopard 1, because now I can start to trade my health to make aggressive plays and pick up some kills. As we thread the needle past the building into the back of the Jagdpanther 2 there, and the T62A on the enemy team doesn't spot me. Now you see me loading an HE shell here. Now why is that? That's because the T62A has 24 hit points. Very good turret armor and pretty good upper plate armor if I hit him at an angle. So my APCR shells might not go through. However, all we have to do is graze him with an HE shell to take off his remaining 24 hit points. And it doesn't matter if we hit him in the turret. HE will do the remaining 24 hit points worth of damage. So quite a cool final engagement with the enemy T62A here. We can see a lovely ricochet off the side of the turret of the Leopard 1. Really in slow motion, this game does look awesome with the ricochets. While we can see that unfortunately, he didn't get quite as lucky. This was a thoroughly enjoyable battle for me that developed so quickly that it was hard to bring out some of the key developments. Let me just highlight some of them now for you. When you're playing your fast, medium and light tanks, it's definitely worth getting the early initial spot off. This T10 would have been in a hell of a lot of trouble if we had had any artillery on our team. But even without the artillery, we know where he's going, and that's information that you can feed to your team to allow them to change their actions or at least think about what might happen later on in the battle. It was clear that we had invested too many tanks in this eastern location in the mid part of the battle, and it is a case in World of Tanks that too many cooks do spoil the broth. If you overly invest your tanks, 4 tier 10s here, including the FE215B, it's going to have a detrimental impact on other parts of the map, and really you're not going to be getting much done. This meant that as we were holding the hill, the enemy team made a very effective and aggressive push along the western part of the map, meaning that the enemy team had us surrounded on all flanks and also 4 tanks down. Very important ones at that. From here, the only way for me and Ike to really make a comeback is to push out aggressively on one of the flanks like we did. We were able to take out one of the bat chats, one of the Object 268s, and then push round very aggressively to be able to take out the other Batchat. And if we hadn't done so, if the enemies control vision on this area, that means that this location can counter it and basically take out all the people that sit here with no threat of return fire. Luckily, me and Ike could see that happening, and we were able to get into position to take out the Batchats and stop them from digging in and basically taking down the game. Luckily, it was enough, and we ended up surrounding the enemy team and getting 9 kills between us. Let's just take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So we were able to pick up a Top Gun, a high caliber, and a fantastic Brothers in Arms medal, as me and Ike did get 9 kills between us. And a healthy amount of damage we picked up as well. I picked up 4.8 nearly, and Ike got 3.8. A fantastic game for the Leopard 1 and the M48, and there's pretty much no doubt that we carried this game together. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this replay. If you did, please consider giving the video a like down below. It really helps the channel out. And if you liked this 2 versus 4, but you want to see something even more spectacular, then simply click up here and you can go through to a replay of me and Ike 2 versus 7. And let me know in the comments down below, what are your favorite tanks to play together in a platoon with your buddies? Which tanks do you think have the best synergy and why? And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.